So let's talk about how important my role as a queer teacher, an openly queer teacher in the classroom is. And by my role as an openly queer teacher, I am a teacher, I come to school, I teach the kids English. I also just happen to not hide the fact that I'm queer. I don't sit here and talk about my sexual exploits in the classroom. I don't sit here and, tell them they all have to be gay or trans or else I'll fail them. I simply tell them I'm non-binary, I'm biromantic, and I use they them pronouns. I don't even really enforce the they them pronouns. I mean, I can't really make them, but they don't. If they don't, I just, other kids remind them, but most of the time they use them, and if they don't, I'm like, okay, well, I can't make you. But by being an openly queer teacher who is accepting of other queer people, of students who are queer, I'm literally saving children's lives. And it's no stretch of the word. Literally, I am saving children's lives. Statistics show that 80% of queer youth struggle with mental illness, specifically depression, and suicidal thoughts or ideations. That at least 30 to 40% of trans to queer youth have genuinely thought about committing suicide and or attempted suicide. I know for a fact that at least 3 kids this year, at least 3 students who came out to me as trans, told me that if I hadn't been in their school this year, they do not know how they would have survived it. Because they knew they were trans and they had no adults in their life to go to. Me not being there as a teacher wouldn't have made them any less trans. It would have made them alone and potentially dead. And hopefully they maybe never would have actually gone through with it. But the fact that they still had the possibility, or that they still had to suffer through the pain and suffering of the thoughts of the self-hate of thinking that they're worthless because they're trans, and they didn't have to go through that just because they had a teacher who loved and accepted them for who they are. That's enough for me, buddy. And it isn't like I only focus on just my trans and queer youth kids. I try to make my classroom a safe place for all of my children of color, for my children from disenfranchised homes, for everyone. It isn't just queer youth, it's all students who should be able to feel safe in my classroom. That is